So how about we just have people coming out to be as objective as possible about these things? It's okay to be abnormal. It's okay. So just when I'm sick, when I have malaria, I'm sick. I know I'm sick and I'll go to the hospital and I'll get supported. It doesn't make me abnormal because I have malaria. I'm still a normal human being with a malaria. Until I get treatment, I can get better. So it's not like, oh, so we don't want human beings who have no illness. If someone is sick, they're sick and they get supported. They don't get discriminated against.
Yeah, I think one of the objections that might be raised, because I've heard this argument before too, what I've heard people say in response is that gender is not objective, that it's all socially constructed. So to what degree are gender roles and gender expectations rooted in biology, and to what extent are they subjective? Like, for example, I can say, going around here in Uganda, women carry things on their heads, but men do not. And I know, as a joke, my wife and I did a video where I'm carrying a bunch of bananas on my head, and it was funny, ha ha ha, I'm carrying bananas on my head. So we know that there's nothing objective about the fact that men can't carry things on their heads. But it's kind of a cultural expectation that there are differences between male and female. So I'm recognizing that many characteristics of male and female are subjective and are created by society. But those rules apply within a context where there's already knowledge of who is a female and who is a male. So you're a male or you're a female. But then how does that express itself within roles, within a culture, within a society? And those can be constructed and those can be created. But where the confusion is people are mixing the ideas, those two ideas together, and making all of it subjective, so that a biological male can actually be a woman.
I don't even see any relevance in this argument. Paul is a boy, then is a male. Well, obviously a boy is a male. It is what it is.
You can be sensitive to the fact that this person may have an inclination to feel like they're a different gender, or that they don't feel like they belong in whatever body they're in. You can have sensitivity towards that, but it doesn't mean that it's constructive or positive to affirm those identities. Because in the US, what you've got is, you see in this going so far that you want to give gender affirming care to where you're giving transitional surgeries to people at very young ages that are irreversible and that are damaging to them, and that years later, when they decide that this isn't what they wanted, they can't reverse them, even to the point where, for example, they can't have children because they damage the parts that would allow them to reproduce. So you're giving care, well, you call it care, you're giving
damaging care
to people that's irreversible, that later in life they're going to regret, but they won't be able.
For example, one moment I'm female, then you do your surgeries, and then the next moment I'm male. What do you do?
Yeah, because you can't go back. And there are actually many cases in the U.S. where that's happened. And in fact, there are activists now, these trans activists, the anti-trans activists, who are they've gone through these type of transitions, and now they're permanently damaged. They have medical conditions that are affecting them, that continue to impact them, infections and so forth. It creates health problems for the rest of their lives, these transitional surgeries and so forth.
And it's funny that this is actually a topic to talk about, when they should be obviously unthinkable things, but then they are a topic, and actually people who are pro them are the ones who are more relevant than the people who are actually being more objective.
Yeah.